Welcome to episode 190 of the Hurricane Mike Show, where today we will be going over what happened in Conference Championship weekend. We have our Super Bowl matchup, which I'm sure everybody before the season thought the Patriots and Seahawks were going to make the Super Bowl, right? I'm pretty sure everybody did, yep. Everybody totally knew that the Patriots were going to win 4 games and go to the Super Bowl. Everyone did. That's not a shocker. But anyways, you know what's also not a shocker? Atlanta, not only not making the conference championship, they didn't make a divisional round or a wild card because they didn't even make the playoffs. Because why not?
Because the Atlanta fail cants suck.
They do suck a little bit, but yeah. Let's hop into what happened. It's going to be brief. We got some more stuff to go over after conference championship if I can get the thing pulled up. But let's start with the earliest game in the AFC Championship where you had the New England Patriots go to Denver. And they beat the Broncos 10-7. Dad, how do you feel about this one?
10-7, Broncos, Patriots. Yeah. I mean, it's a shame that the game had to, be in a blizzard in the second half because, both teams couldn't move the ball. Both teams definitely couldn't score any points. So they couldn't throw the ball, they couldn't kick the ball, they couldn't do anything. Couldn't run, block, tackle, whatever they had to do. They couldn't do it. And but the main thing in this game, and we talked about it season long, my brother. We talked about it all season long about why these coaches hate 3 points. I don't know. I mean, it's even bled over into Sean Payton now. I mean, I can remember when Sean Payton was our New Orleans Saints football. Sometimes the Saints would struggle in the red zone. Sometimes. And sometimes, we have to kick more field goals and touchdowns, and that would suck. But I don't ever remember a whole lot of times just going for 4th and 2, 4th and 3 in the red zone. I mean, if you can't make it by quarterback sneak, I don't know why you even. I mean, you know how much go wrong. I mean, a running back flip, quarterback ball, a penalty. There's a whole lot of things that can go wrong on play. So if you have easy points, especially in a game like this where you have 2 young quarterbacks, I mean, you have a backup quarterback, and their quarterback struggling a little bit. So, I mean, you take the points, you could have 10-0, and I know we didn't know that we was going to be a blizzard in the second half. I know that. But you don't know what's going to happen. Take the points, go up by 2 scores, but Peyton didn't do that. They decided to go for, I believe it was 4th and 2 or whatnot, and they rolled out. And another thing that can happen, offensive lineman miss a block, and the quarterback runs for his life, throws the ball, to nobody, and turn over on downs. We talked about it all season long. It's going to cost teams, and it hasn't really cost a whole lot of teams during the season, but it did cost a team something when they was playing for all the marbles, when they had everything to about on the doorstep of the Super Bowl. It cost the game.
Yeah, this was just a game where it's like both teams, like the winner of this game, which ended up being the Patriots, would not do anything in the Super Bowl. That's what this game was. This game was just this game. You know how sometimes you're playing like in fantasy football and you have the second place game?
Yeah.
That's what this was. This was yeah, if you win the game, congratulations, you get second place. Because if the Patriots can only beat the Broncos 10-7, they ain't gonna beat the. And I understand it was a blizzard in Denver, tough defense, all that, like the whole bit. But the Seattle Seahawks are a way better team than the Denver Broncos. So the fact that you only beat this team 10-7 with a backup quarterback, and you almost lost this game, like if Jarrett Stidham does not throw the ball backwards, we're probably having a different conversation.
Yeah.
So it's like the fact is that you barely survived Jarrett Stidham. This was a second place game. Like, nah, it was crazy. Like, I mean, congratulations, Patriots. Y'all going to the Super Bowl. You can enjoy it for 2 weeks. And hey, maybe they proved me wrong and they put it on Seattle, but I don't know. Seattle, this is a Super Bowl rematch from 11 years ago. And I don't think anybody that was on either team was on the team now 11 years ago, but hey, we'll see how things go. They still might care because of history or whatnot, but I mean, obviously they're going to care. It's a Super Bowl for crying out loud, but yeah, I mean, not Seahawks. Patriots win 10-7. It's like, okay, I mean, Broncos, like, I understand taking the field goal would have definitely helped. It was just a lot of things that went wrong for Denver, where it's like, I mean, Broncos on their second drive, Jarrett Stidham throws a beautiful 52-yard pass, which leads to a touchdown, and they couldn't do anything. Like if you can't score more than 7 points in the AFC Championship with the backup quarterback, you don't deserve to win. No. But yeah, I mean, it was still a great year for Denver. I mean, 14 wins and 1 game away from the Super Bowl. I mean, that team is relatively young. Sean Payton is definitely going to be there next year. I know they fired their offensive coordinator today, so maybe their offense can even be better next season. Because the problem with the Broncos, and you saw it on Sunday, was that offense. You know, the offense couldn't get going. So we'll see what happens next season, and we'll see if the Broncos are poised for a Super Bowl run. Now let's go over to the end.
Before we move on, Carmichael still on that staff?
What?
Is Pete Carmichael still on that staff?
He is.
Think he might be elevated to OC?
Honestly, he might, but it'll be incredibly funny if he is.
Get the band back together. I mean, they had a lot of success, Peyton and Carmichael, over the years, so you never know.
I mean, look at that coaching. If Pete Carmichael becomes the offensive coordinator, let's look at that coaching staff. Head coach Sean Payton, offensive coordinator, what's his name? Pete Carmichael, special teams coordinator Darren Rizzi. Where did we see those coaches before?
Is it Priest over there?
Huh?
Is Zach Priest over?
I don't know. Shoot, he might. I mean, maybe they'll make him the defensive coordinator if Van Joseph gets hired to be their head coach or whatever. Like, but whatever. It'll be incredibly, it'll be insane. But anyways, next game. Seattle Seahawks beat the Los Angeles Rams 31-27. How you feel about it? Punch their ticket to the Super Bowl.
This was a good game. This is a game that we see 3 times this year, and the other 2 times we've seen them play, we thought, you know, both of these teams could win. Well, they ended up playing to go to the Super Bowl, and they both gave it their best shot. I mean, Seattle for a lot of the game, they went up, you know, by 2 scores here, 2 scores there, but then the Rams came back, and you know they kept you know coming back, and making plays, and they showed some kinks that Seattle defense. I mean, yeah, he's been dying, but Matthew Stafford was able to throw the ball around on them, and they rushed the ball, you know, over 100 yards on them as well. So, you know, that what's called the dark side. Well, the dark side had little cracks of light in it.
Yeah. Yeah. This game was like, and this is another situation where I feel like coaching also, like, I don't know what it was with the Shawns this past weekend, but they just could not coach to save their life. Like with the Rams, like, and I'm not talking about the 4th and 4 decision. I understand they essentially, like, kind of had, I mean, they didn't have to go for it, but they also did have to go for it at the same time. However, they could have went for a 2-point conversion twice. Because the first time, and why I say that Because if you go for 2, it's a 3-point game. The first time it would have made it 24-21. They settle for the extra point. Second time it would have made it 31-28, which would have made a 3-point game again. So okay, I understand. Well, what if we don't get the 2? Then we're down 5. I understand. However, if you don't get it and you're only down 5 points, well, guess what? You're going to need to score anyway. But if you get the 2 points, it's a 3-point game. You don't have to get a touchdown. So, and on 4th and 4, you would have had to kick basically a field goal would have tied the game. So a lot of people aren't talking about that, which I feel like she needs to be talking about. And even like I didn't say anything at the time, but in my head I was like, that's going to bite them in the ass because I think those 2 points, like if they go tie the game and their defense can get a stop, which didn't really happen that much, but their defense was playing better towards the end of the game. However, couldn't get it done. But yeah, the Seattle Seahawks win 31-27 to punch their ticket to Super Bowl 60 in Santa Clara. They're going, man, it would be so funny if they win a Super Bowl in the 49ers stadium, especially since not only are they a division rival, but Sam Darnold used to play with the 49ers. He actually made a Super Bowl with the 49ers, funny enough. And that's another thing. In 2018, these were the quarterbacks drafted in 2018. Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Dad, imagine somebody told you those group of guys that Sam Darnold would be the first one to reach a Super Bowl.
No. Well, Sam Darnold was picked high and was supposed to be the franchise quarterback in New York. And after a few years, it looked like he was going to be a bust. Until last year when he resurrected his career in Minnesota. So, I think it's playing out the way it was supposed to back then. Just took a few years.
Yeah, but it's crazy, man. Man, Rashid Shaheed, go get yourself a ring. But, yeah, I will say, though, Stafford, do you think Stafford's done or do you think he's running it back?
I think he's going to run it back. He's played some great football this year and, had his team in the NFC Championship game. So I can see him definitely running it back.
Yeah, a lot of quarterbacks have capability of playing. And, I don't think even Tom Brady, Brady wasn't playing at an MVP level up to his 40s. Maybe he was in the discussion, but nobody had him as a clear favorite. But yeah,
look at the NFC coming up next year. It looks like they're going to be in a run again as one of the teams to beat. So I don't think you can give that if you're still playing at a high level, which he is.
Yeah, and the Rams, what they could do, they do have a high pick, so maybe they take a quarterback to plan for the future. Maybe, they have a high pick because Atlanta's incompetent, so we'll see. And now, if y'all remember before the season, my dad and I, we made some predictions. Well, before we get to those horrendous predictions that we're probably going to kick ourselves over, how about that boy Shedeur Sanders making a Pro Bowl?
Right. We live in a world Shedeur Sanders is a Pro Bowl over Trevor Lawrence.
Joe Burrow even.
Did you see the list of players they could have asked to play in the Pro Bowl? They got Trevor Lawrence. Whatever you think about these quarterbacks, you got Lamar Jackson. You got what's his name? There's 4 or 5 guys that the numbers far was better than 7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, threw the ball for 1,400 yards. Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, and I don't hate Shedeur, but it's come on. If you're letting him in the Pro Bowl, you might as well let me play in the dang Pro Bowl.
I think different than people that usually are on Shedeur's side all through the season, saying some questionable things about this. So it's really striking a nerve with people. And you know what? I don't blame Shador Sanders for this. Not at all. I mean, if you ask to be played in the Pro Bowl, of course you're gonna say yes, thank you, sir, or whatever. I blame the NFL. I blame these networks. All they want is the money. They know a guy like Shador Sanders is gonna move the needle. People gonna tune in. That's what's all about. This is about money, not about football.
Yeah. And then another thing, before we get to these predictions, where honestly some of them weren't that bad, but another thing, did you hear the news about the Bills hiring Joe Brady?
They did, and this makes me want to scratch my head
Uh,
because I mean, if you're gonna fire Sean McDermott, hiring Joe Brady is not the move. I mean, because you lost a game where your quarterback just went crazy. He's throwing backwards passes, and he melted down on a big stage. And I'm putting that on my offensive quarterback. I'm coordinating. The guy that's calling the plays, the guy that's working with Josh Allen every day. So we're gonna fire Will McDermott and elevate Joe Brady. Which Joe Brady would be a great coach. I don't know, but I just don't think that's the move. If you're gonna keep Joe Brady, I don't know. What do you think? I'm rubbing my head about this.
Honestly, this might be a hot take. I won't be shocked if the Bills miss the playoffs entirely next season. Because it's like with Joe Brady, we've already seen what we needed to see from him. Like in Carolina, he was terrible. The only two places he was good at was LSU in college and the Bills, where Josh Allen was already a freak of nature. Like I'm pretty sure I could have coached the Bills to the playoffs. So it's like I'm pretty sure freaking Helen Keller, blind as a bat, I'm pretty sure she could probably coach the Bills to the playoffs. Like that's not like an accomplishment. I mean, yeah, congratulations. That's like if a backup quarterback was to win a Super Bowl. Congratulations, you won a Super Bowl where you didn't even play. That's literally what Joe Brady was doing. And look, I'm always an advocate of coaching matters. I'm not, but like there's levels to this. Like if you were to take the Cardinals to the playoffs, I will give you a lot of points for that. But if you were to take the Bills to the playoffs, congratulations, you did what you were supposed to do. Like, it is what it is. Anyways, let's get some predictions where people are probably going to unsubscribe. Sounds good? Okay, cool. Let's start in the AFC West, and then I'm going to start with your predictions, and then we can get to mine later. AFC West, where you actually had the Broncos winning the division. Good job. You had the Chiefs at second, which, they finished third. So, I mean, you weren't far off, but, I mean, the Chiefs sucked this year. Chargers at 3, and the Raiders at 4. So, you got the Broncos right and the Raiders right. How do you feel after your AFC West?
I feel good. I mean, I got the champ right. And I got the ones in the cellar right.
Yeah.
They're one of the worst teams in football. I think they got the number 1 pick in the draft. So, cool.
Yeah. Now, the AFC North, you had the Bengals winning the division, which did not happen. You had the Ravens at second, which did happen. The Steelers at third, who ended up winning the division. And the Browns at fourth, which you got right. So you got second place and fourth place right. How do you feel about the AFC North?
Yeah, the Steelers did a little better than I thought. I thought they'd struggle behind an aging quarterback and a coach, on his way out who did get himself. He didn't get fired, quit, but I thought that his years were numbered anyway. So
another coach you didn't get to. How about Mike McCarthy going to Pittsburgh? How do you feel about that?
I like that. I think he looks like a Pittsburgh guy, and kudos to him because Pittsburgh, they don't fire coaches. You get a fair shake over there. I mean, you're gonna get 5 or 6, 7 years before they even consider firing you if you're losing.
Fun fact: Mike McCarthy will just be the 5th head coach in Steelers history.
They don't fire coaches. They let them ride off into the sunset. I don't know if they ever fired a coach. I mean, Cowher quit. Dude just quit. The guy before Cowher, his name. I don't know if he got fired or quit. But Yeah. So, yeah, if he's successful, he'll probably get another 15, 20 years at Pittsburgh. I don't know how old he is. He might not get that long.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy. I do like the hire too. Anyways, let's get to the AFC South, where you had the Texans winning the division, which they came in close. They finished second. You had the Colts in second place, who like for the first half of the season, it looked like they might have won the division, but they finished in third. You had the Jaguars in third, who won the division, and you had the Titans at fourth, which was correct. How do you feel about your AFC South?
Yeah, I thought the Jaguars was going to struggle a little bit. I mean, they either feast or famine. They usually, they're on a roll or they're struggling. So I thought they was going to struggle this year, but they won enough to win the division. So yay them.
Yep. And now the AFC East. You had the Bills win the division, the Patriots at second, Dolphins at third, Jets at fourth. You had everything right except the Bills and Patriots. If you would flip flop them, you'd have had a 100% division. But how do you feel about your AFC East?
Yeah, the Patriots were a little better than I thought. I thought they'd be better under Mike Vrabel, and they were. But I didn't know this much better. I didn't know Super Bowl better. But
yeah. Now let's go over to your NFC predictions. We're in the NFC East. Okay. You might have got all wrong, to be honest with you. Like, maybe fourth right? Maybe I don't freaking know what happened at fourth. NFC East, you had the Cowboys winning the division. Didn't even make the playoffs. Commanders at second. One of the worst teams in the league. Eagles at third. Won the division. And Giants at fourth, which might have been correct. I don't even know if they finished fourth or not. They either went third or fourth with the Commanders. How do you feel about your NFC East?
Yeah, I missed this one. I way overvalued the Cowboys. But I could make an excuse that they traded Michael Parsons. That would did it for him. But no, I'm not gonna hold out like that. I was wrong. My bad.
Yeah. NFC West, where you actually got 100% division. NFC West, you had the Seahawks winning, you had the Rams in second, 49ers in third, and Cardinals in fourth. So kudos to you. How do you feel about it?
Hey, if I would have done the NFC East like this, man, it'd be great. But no, I'm just happy to get 100% in one division here.
Yeah. All right, NFC South. You have the Saints in one, which they didn't even make the playoffs. Buccaneers second, which was correct. The Panthers in third, who actually won the division, and you had Atlanta at fourth, who was in a three-way tie for first place, but they finished with the third slot. So, how do you feel about the NFC South after your predictions?
It's just me being a homer. If I would have thought about it, I probably would have flip-flopped the Saints and the Panthers. I don't know. Just so me being a homer. Who that?
Yeah, who that? NFC North. You had the Lions at 1. Didn't make the playoffs. Packers at 2, which was correct. You had the Vikings at 3, which was not correct. They finished. No, they did finish third. Yeah. Okay. So it was the Lions that finished below them. And the Bears. So funny enough, the Lions, who went fourth in the division, you had at 1, and the Bears, who won the division, you had at 4th.
I totally got this wrong, but everybody got this wrong. I mean, who saw the Lions being as bad as they were, and who saw? I mean, some people saw the Bears having an okay season, but I did not. You got Ben Johnson going over there, first time head coach. A quarterback that I didn't like, so I thought that was a recipe for disaster. So I put in the disaster spot number 4. But they got it together, got lightning in the bottle. Ben Johnson's a better head coach than I thought he would be. So kudos to the Bears.
Funny enough, you said who had the Lions finishing bad? I did.
Okay, good job, buddy. I can't wait for your picks.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a few good ones and a few awful ones, but you know what? We'll get to those after we get to your good and awful ones. Now, these are the playoff seeding you had for the AFC. You had the Bills getting the first round bye, which they finished with the 6th seed. Bengals at 2, didn't even make the playoffs. Broncos at 3, so you weren't far off with Denver. I mean, they got the 1 seed. Texans at 4, I think Texans finished 5th. Ravens at 5, didn't make the playoffs. Chiefs at 6, didn't make the playoffs. And hey, you got the 7th seed correct, as the Chargers did finish with the 7th seed. So how do you feel about your AFC playoff predictions?
Seemed like I did pretty good. You know, who saw the Chiefs falling out the playoffs, and you know, I don't think anybody saw that. I mean, I guess we figured it wouldn't be as good as they have been. You know, age catches up with all of us, but out the playoffs, out the top 7, I don't think we saw.
Yeah. On the NFC side of things, you had the Lions as the 1 seed, didn't even make the playoffs. Cowboys at the 2 seed, who also didn't make the playoffs. Saints at the 3 seed, didn't even make the playoffs. And the Seahawks at 4, who got the 1 seed. 49ers at 5, Rams at 6. If you would have flip-flopped those two, you would have been correct. And the 7 seed, you had the Packers, so you got that correctly. But how do you feel about the NFC?
Man, that 1, 2, 3 seed. Well, that's horrible. The third seed, me being a homer. The other 2, I don't know what there. But I'll do better than that.
All right. Now, your AFC Championship pick. You had the Bengals beating the Broncos. Hey, at least you had the Broncos in the game, at least.
I was losing.
Yeah, so that's something you got, right? And in the AFC Championship, you had Saints over the Lions. 2 teams that did not make. How you feel about the championship?
Good picks, man. I need to lay off the drinking, right?
Yeah. Your NFC has been terrible.
Oh man, I'm gonna do better next year. I promise.
Yeah, and your Super Bowl was Saints over the Bengals, and your Super Bowl MVP was Taysom Hill.
What? Did I say that?
Yes. Man, were you drunk when we did this show?
I think I was just having fun, bro. Having fun.
Now let's see your awards, and let's see. Well, obviously the awards haven't come out yet, but we're gonna see if any of these guys have a shot. Your MVPs, Jared Goff. That's a nope. Coach of the Year, Kellen Moore. So unfortunately, a nope. Comeback Player of the Year is J.J. McCarthy. Nope. Offensive Player of the Year, Jaden Daniels. Nope. Defensive Player of the Year, T.J. Watt. Nope. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Cam Ward. Nope. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Travis Hunter. Nope. So how do you feel about your award predictions?
Man, all these predictions couldn't be further from the trophies. I mean, they're not even in ballpark right now.
It's crazy. Now let's get to mine. I mean, in the AFC West, I had the Chiefs winning the division, which didn't happen. I had the Raiders in second, so yeah, I believe too much in Geno Smith reuniting Pete Carroll. Clearly, you know, I had the Chargers at 3, which did that? No, they finished second, and the Broncos, who won the division, at 4th. Yeah, AFC, yeah. AFC North, I did have the Steelers winning the AFC North. Booyah! I had the Browns in second because of Shedeur Sanders, okay? But in my defense, I did not know he was not going to be starting, so maybe if he... Anyways, third place, I had the Bengals, which was correct, and I had the Ravens at 4th, which I mean, they didn't make the playoffs, and a lot of people thought they were going to make the playoffs, so I guess I got that right. So yeah, I mean... Yeah, the Bengals had at 9-8, funny enough, but it's like, you know, they couldn't even do that. I mean, but also, to be fair, they missed Joe Burrow for if Joe Burrow plays like an extra 5 games, maybe they are in the playoffs, but, you know, it is what it is. AFC South, I had the Jaguars winning the division, so I got that right. I had the Titans in second, which was far from the truth. I had the Texans in third, which, I mean, no. And the Colts at fourth, which, for a while it looked like that was going to be the dumbest pick. But now it's not as bad. But yeah. Overall, I got the winner, right? That's really all I care about right now. AFC East, I had the Bills winning the division, which they made the playoffs, but didn't win the division. Jets at second. I don't know why I picked the Jets at second. Excuse me for my stupidity. I had the Patriots at 3 and Dolphins at 4. So I'm pretty sure I got that division literally like 100% wrong. So yeah, how do you feel about my division predictions?
Hey, things that happened during the season. I'm sure you didn't realize that the Colts was going to have to go drag old Phillip Rivers onto the field and, play some football. But, things happen, so I'm not going to get on.
Yeah. And these were my playoff seedings. I had the Chiefs at 1, Steelers at 2. I actually got the Steelers record correct as well. I had them going 10-7. But to be fair, that's not really hard to do with these Steelers. But yeah. Chiefs at 1, Steelers at 2, Jaguars 3, Bills 4. I got the seeding for Jacksonville right, as they did finish 3 seed in real life, so I got that correct. I had the Browns the 5th. All 3 of my wild card teams didn't even make the field. Browns as the 5 seed, Raiders as the 6 seed, Bengals at the 7 seed. So, okay, we're going to move on to the NFC now. NFC East, we had the Commanders winning the division. Didn't even make the playoffs. Eagles at 2, which, hey, at least I had to make the playoffs at least. Giants at 3, which I don't think happened. And the Cowboys at 4. So, good did worse, I guess. Well, actually, I don't think that is true because I got 100% wrong again. NFC West, I had the Seahawks winning the division. Booyah! I had the Cardinals at 2, Rams 3, 49ers 4. I thought the 49ers losing a lot of pieces was going to hurt them. That just made them better for whatever reason. And the Rams, I didn't have them as good as they were, but yeah. And the Cardinals, I thought Kyler Murray was going to do something, which he did not. NFC South, the Saints winning the division. We don't got to talk about that. I had Atlanta in second place. I was giving them some respect. Tampa Bay at 3, Carolina at 4. Okay, yeah, we don't got to talk about that. NFC North, I had the Vikings winning the division at 9-8, which, was pretty stupid. I had the Lions, though, at number 2 at 9-8, which is what they finished. So, Lions fans that came after my head when we did that, look who laughing now. Packers at 3, Bears at 4. So, hey, if it makes you feel better, I also had the Bears at 4, and they won the division. So, hey, we can both got wrong Bear prediction buddies on for me. Now, NFC playoffs. I had the Commanders as the 1 seed, Seahawks at the 2 seed, Saints at the 3 seed, and the Vikings at the 4 seed. The only team that made the playoffs is the Seahawks and the division winners. And the wild card matchups, or the wild card teams, had the Eagles at 5, who made the playoffs at least. Cardinals at 6, which did not make playoffs. They were far from the playoffs. In fact, if they even won, they didn't even win 4 games this year. And I had the Rams at number 7, so at least they made the playoffs. Now, my AFC Championship pick was Chiefs over Jaguars, and the Chiefs didn't even make the playoffs. Jaguars at least made the playoffs. That's something else. The NFC Championship, I had the Commanders over Seahawks, so I had the Seahawks making it to the NFC Championship. And my Super Bowl prediction was Chiefs over Commanders for Super Bowl MVP Patrick Mahomes, which obviously ain't happening. Now, let's go over my awards, and I can already tell they're all terrible. MVP Jayden Daniels, nope. Coach of the Year Dan Quinn, nope. Comeback Player of the Year Chris Olave, nope. Offensive Player of the Year Terry McLaurin, nope. Defensive Player of the Year Max Crosby, nope. Offensive Rookie of the Year Travis Hunter, nope. Defensive Rookie of the Year Jahdae Barron, nope. So, yeah, maybe we'll do better next year.
Straight up, did I have Travis Hunter as a Defensive Player of the Year? You had him as an Offensive Player of the Year?
Yeah.
Nice.
Imagine 10 years later, somebody looks over at these predictions and they're like, huh? Oh, what? Huh? The 2 missed type, huh? But yeah. Do you have anything else?
No, I just want to circle back to our Shador Sanders conversation.
Okay.
I mean, we should have realized. I mean, we've been knowing that the Pro Bowl is a joke. 20. I mean, really should have realized that the Pro Bowl was going downhill when they decided to put flags on professional football players. We've been saying this for a while. When you blow a bag, like foul, penalty, we're going, man, let's put some flags on these players. We kept saying that, and sure enough, they did do that.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think flag football is the worst thing to watch, but we'll just see where things go. But yeah, you have anything else for us?
Nope.
All right, Dad, where can they find you?
Mic'd Up Sports on YouTube and on Hurricane Mike Show every week.
You can also find me at Hurricane Mike, Kyle Phelps, and Keeping It Real Who Dat Sports Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, turn the bell on so you don't miss another upload. And Dad, we're going to leave them as always with a Who Dat. And don't be a what?
Don't be a Falcons fan. Remember, when y'all have your flags on, move those hips.
Yep.
Move those hips, just like a little girl.